But we do need to know when this guy is running. So, what we can do, what can we do? Where do they put the jump? Character mobbing. This is why I do not like modifying other people's scripts. This is from jump, which is fine. Now, speed. We get desired speed from here, but where do they actually do the inputs from? Get input, horizontal and vertical. Is walking. Okay, which they write it from a script. Well, we could go get they use a key code. You guys really. Why you use a key code like that for? That's just making it more irritating for me. So, is walking. Alright. And they're using two bolts. See, one right here, one right here. Which just, I mean, you're gonna have two, but I don't know if I would do two. I always avoid doing two, which I'm doing two right here, but it's coming from the base class. Yeah, well, anyway, now we're going to get ourselves into how we're going to do this. Okay, now the simplest way that I can think of is every single weapon is going to have a uh, a floatable value for your your range. You're gonna have bullets per clip. You're gonna have all that information. I mean, it's going to be a lot of information. I mean, you're gonna have your range, your maximum size in your clip, um, the sway amount, maybe some vector threes for hey, um, he's supposed to snipe in this position. You know, for moving the camera, here's the vector 3, so it's the position of it. How much rotation does the gun have? Basically, all this transform information right here. Because you might do your sniping, your little scope in and out by code instead of the animator, which is perfectly fine. It's legit. But the problem is, when you go to snap it back into place or even put it, you have to do two kinds of checks. That's one reason why when I do this kind of thing, these blend. Okay, you can change the speed from it going back and forth. All you have to do is tweak these values right here. And this is how it starts, and this is the end. So these values right here can extend this to make it a lot slower, like way out here, or put it way right here so it's instant. But let's just keep it like it is for now because it looks kind of smooth. Okay, and like you seen before, I just changed the speed of the animation to -1 to make it go backwards. So you got a lot of control over this, and you only do it from simple yes or no statements. But the information for the gun itself, like firing rate, I don't see you wanting it to be in this class because you're going to have lots and lots of information. So, how can I put this? Like this weapon test right here, it's kind of its own system. Then you have this weaponry class. I look for this to be very, very farly extended. I look for this to have another perimeter, but oh, okay, here's a good way to put it. You need an item database for information, just the information part of it itself. Because if you could do an information of it, then this doesn't have to have hey, this takes a game object, this has this, and just have loads and loads of parameters. You can call it right from a single variable. Hey, this is my item database, and the good thing about this is when you go into Unity and use a, I'm thinking about using the assets. So, like, you see how this is in runtime, and I want to change the speed of this guy. Well, I want to change it to, let's say, negative whatever, or positive jump speed. You know, and this is the effect that I want. Well, I kind of jumped off the level. But the problem with this is, okay, you see how the variable is right now, and you go out of play. Oh, well, guess what? It just went bye-bye. So now you gotta copy it down and write it again and all that. Terrible, terrible. Where if you have an asset and it's serializable at runtime, you can put the asset right here or call it from a script. No big deal, right? And your speed can be changed from the asset itself. So you'll go down here, you'll look at this, and you'll have all these variables, what number they are, and things, and you'll be like, wow. Why do we use this? Because the good reason why is you do it from this, and you have all your weapons in one asset. Your weapons can just look in the asset and get its own firing rate and stuff. It can be called from the asset. So you can go like, hey, asset dot 1 for the index. Well, we'll go 1 if you use an array, and you'll have this a variable. Hey, this is 1 dot firing rate, fire rate, and then equals time dot time, and you'll be like, hey, cool, because we got a time dot delta time thing. So instead of having a float like this and the problem with using it like this is every single instance of this class will have this right here. Okay, this is calling it from memory. So every time this is being called, it's pulling memory, pulling, garbage collecting, pulling, garbage collecting. And because of the way, let's get rid of this. We don't need this. Because you're not pulling it from a single reference, when you do your variables like this, every single time I use this script, I mean, just put it anywhere. This is an instance of the script again. So you're going to pull memory for this over and over and over and over again. Which the animator, I can see. Some type of game object for maybe your muzzle flash, I can see. But the floatable values, like, this is one reason why I use this. So that I don't have to call the input system all the time. But I've got a single reference to this, a central place. So all my scripts will just go to that spot instead of 100 different spots.